Great partner of tourism and sports marketing. We mentioned it at Fred's, but also Drew Howard, Director of Athletics at Florida Southern College. And Drew, it's been a little while since you've been on Sports Central, right?
It has been a little while since I've been on Sports Central, but it's always good to be here. Happy to be back. Good to see you guys.
You know, I just mentioned that it's crazy. We're looking at June pretty soon, June 18th, the Polk County All-Sports Awards and Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Of course, you serve on that committee, and it's probably strange for you to think we're heading to June. School year, another one over, another season of athletics, yet another national champion at Florida Southern. So maybe if you can, let's start the first part of this interview talking about the success of Florida Southern athletics this past season.
Yeah, always a great year for the Mocs. Always a good time to be a Florida Southern Moc. Really proud of Kyle McKillaf, who won a NCAA championship in the 50 freestyle men's swimmer. He was our only national champ this year. We like to get as many of those as we can, always looking for our 31st team national champion, and we'll take all the individual champions we can get. But we're really proud of Kyle. He won the 50 free, as I said, set a school record. He's our first ever 50 free winner, so that was a lot of fun to see. And it's fun picking out new rings for him now. He's been going through the design process with me, getting his championship ring.
The 50 free is like the NASCAR race, right? I mean, it's
it
just
is
off the blocks and go.
But when you think about the level of success that Florida Southern Swimming has had, I was kind of surprised to hear it was the first.
Yeah, we certainly have a lot of individual champions, multi-time All-Americans come through both men's and women's swimming. But for whatever reason, the 50 free had proved elusive, but Kyle finally took that down for us. And actually, just to brag on Kyle a little bit, he was also the academic team member of the year, which essentially is a first-team All-American academic award for swimming. So he had a great year representing Florida Southern, and we had a lot of student athletes that represented us really well. We didn't win any other national championships, but in the spring we had 6 teams finish in the top 25, dropped in a regional final for women's lacrosse. But just a great season for our spring sports. They're always a blast to watch. And I think we talked a little earlier about men's basketball. They finished the year in the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament, losing to the eventual national runner-up. Really excited for what they're going to bring next year. But a lot of sports already excited for next year and for what they're going to do. It's fun to reflect, but in college athletics, it's always what's next and what's ahead. So we're looking forward to a summer of recruiting, but next year already is getting exciting.
So my wife tells me, she's a school teacher, as you know, and she always tells me the excitement to the end of the school year ends as soon as the bell rings, because it feels like you're already on the countdown until school starts again and all the things that you have to do in preparation. Do you feel like that's the same situation at a college or university? As soon as that last out is recorded or whatever the sport is, you're off and running for next year and the work begins?
I mean, the work begins for next year well before this year ever ends. We're constantly in a recruitment cycle. We're constantly right now in a retention cycle where we're trying to keep our very best student athletes at Florida Southern. It is a constant revolving door. They're always trying to plan the next game, plan the schedule, get the recruit, get that last missing piece. If we have coaching changes, trying to hire assistants, hire head coaches. The summer is a time for us to recover a little bit, because we're so busy during the school year. But the work keeps going, and we keep moving, and look forward to those few precious vacation times. But yeah, it doesn't stop. It's full go.
Is it any tougher with the city of Lakeland exploding the way it has? Does that make that tougher to keep the kids, or is it the options?
No, I think growth in Lakeland is good for Florida Southern.
Okay.
Growth in Lakeland is good for our students. It's good for our community and our families. More opportunities for students to be engaged in the community, to work in the community, to live in the community. That's always a positive for us. Maybe some of the housing costs, maybe some of them would disagree with that being a good thing for some of our students. But no, the growth in Lakeland is nothing but positive for Florida Southern and our student athletes.
I'm always impressed with the number of kids that stay and continue to contribute, and then live the rest of their lives here. I mean, Bob Georges, Mike Cobb. I mean, all these guys who were student athletes who started here, stayed, and have continued to contribute.
Well, I may be jumping ahead, but one of the things we do a lot with our student athletes is we try to connect them into the community. We had over 8,000 hours of community service this year from our student athletes, and just trying to get them ingrained in what's going on here and feel a sense of home. is really important. And it's great for us when they stay close by because they can come to games, support the other student athletes, support each other, support the programs that they help build up and grow. And so we have pockets of alumni all over Polk County, all over Central Florida area. And so it's great for us when this is a place that kids come and they want to stay. I just got a phone call last week, another one of our student athletes who's graduating got a job in Lakeland, and that makes me really excited. We're happy to have him here and keep him here.
Just to set the record straight, that 8,000 hours of community service was a volunteer, not like the community service Jack did when he was in college. That was more court-ordered.
A little different there, yeah.
There's a little bit different.
There was trash that needed to be picked up on the side of the road, let me tell you.
Yeah. Talk about, there's the regular events that occur at Florida Southern within the athletic department, but there's also other events that either you partner with Visit Central Florida Sports or the City of Lakeland or whatever that allow you to, A, reduce travel costs because if you have the event at your facility, but also small college basketball, perfect example of this. This sheds a light on Florida Southern.
Yep.
You got some of the best college programs in Division II coming into Lakeland each November for this Tip-Off Classic. And why is that event important? This was the second or third year? Second
This was
year,
year
right?
2. We got one more year. Yep.
Okay. Why does that event, hosting that event, because there's a lot of things that have to logistically go into hosting an event like that. Why is an event like that important to Florida Southern?
Yeah, we have so many of our own scheduled regular season games, but we're really aggressive in going out and bidding on events to bring them here. We believe that, one, we can provide a great experience for student athletes from all over the country to come here. People want to be in Florida. They want to play their sports in Florida. They want to participate here. It's warm. We got beautiful weather. But for our student athletes, it's an opportunity. We're going to be in small college basketball for 3 years in a row, and that is a premier event. That's something for us to recruit student athletes to. It's a chance for them to be showcased. We have some of the most talented athletes in the country, regardless of division. So if we have a chance to bring an event to home that gives them the opportunity to showcase their talents and skills, man, we are always going to try to do that. And we've partnered with Visit Central Florida so much and the city so much to bring as much as we can. Maybe sometimes my staff gets annoyed with me because we have so much going on and that we stay really busy. But those events, they're good for our community. They're good for our student athletes. And we have passionate fan base also that loves to watch sport. It doesn't just have to be Florida Southern. So when they have opportunities to watch other teams play, they love to do that. And we're proud of this community. So we want to bring as much to this area as we can.
Yeah, it's a tremendous event, and like you said, you automatically get invited to the event because it's at your facility. Right. But it's another example of partnering with local either colleges or universities or municipalities to bring events into Polk County. I just want to remind all of our viewers out there, if you're part of an association or maybe it's a religious group or you're going somewhere for a meeting or you're going somewhere for a special event, give us a call at Visit Central Florida Sports and see if we can bring that event to Polk County because it creates jobs. Bringing in that sports tourism or that leisure travel into Polk County, it creates jobs, it brings new dollars into the county. In addition to all the destination promotion, in this particular instance, it's promoting Polk County, but also Florida Southern College. So we do appreciate, Drew, you and the entire staff. I do believe you're correct on that. I think anytime they see us coming and they see a meeting with us and you, they're like, oh boy.
Here we go.
Now what are we going to stick?
That's right.
But that's a good thing. Real quick, we've only got a couple minutes left, and I know it's not near enough time. We could go 2 hours on this subject, but do you think with the ever-changing landscape of the NCAA and Division I, what's going on with the Power 4 nowadays, it was Power 5, some news coming out yesterday about the NCAA and being able to pay student athletes directly from the funds within the school, not necessarily just collectives or directly through NIL. Is it going to help Division II? Not even Division II. Is it going to help all other segments of college athletics, whether it's Division II, Division III, NAIA, JUCO? Do you think this is going to be good for college athletics or going the wrong way?
Didn't you say there was a commercial break coming up that we could flip to?
Yes.
Listen, it is part of the direction that this was all headed. And I'd rather the NCAA jump out in front and take control or try to take control over some of this. And hopefully at least give us a clear, consistent path. I think the thing that we saw with the early name, image, and likeness is there were 50 states doing it 50 different ways. And I think for a lot of people, that was what they struggled so much with and the uncertainty and how we were going to deal with all this. Florida was doing it very different from Georgia. And so all these places doing it differently didn't make a lot of sense. So with the NCAA last night kind of coming out with some stuff, and hopefully they can pave a way that at least it's consistent. There's a lot of money in college athletics. I won't pretend to predict what it's going to look like in 15, 20 years and if it's going to be good or bad. I will say for Division II, my job is to bring students to Florida Southern College to let them continue to participate and play the sports they love. That's not going anywhere. That concept is not going anywhere. Some people don't like it if those kids are getting paid and whatnot, but the concept of student athletes continuing to compete and fight for something they love is not going anywhere. So I think ultimately college athletics is going to be in good shape. It's going to look a little different, and that's okay. People who don't like that, we'll find something else to watch when we want to.
Seemed like a seasoned professional. We had 2 minutes. You used all 2 minutes, and it was a very good answer.
Yeah.
So I'm
Perfect.
highly impressed. Not that I didn't think I would be, but
I really appreciate your expectations.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, Drew, we thank you so much, and good luck in the upcoming school year. Obviously, we'll talk to you as the school year gets kicked off. But as always, excellence from Florida Southern College. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Go Mocs.
If you enjoyed this interview and want to watch more Sports Central, click the video below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.